So let's talk about Crown Jewel. So it is your boy T-Mar aka D-Run, so back with another video. So today I am going to be doing my Crown Jewel 2025 review. The fact that I had to wake up so early in the morning around 8 a.m. just to watch this. I honestly did not want to wake up this morning to watch this because, for one, I really wish, in my opinion, that they would have started this around like in the afternoon time, around like 12 or 1 o'clock in that afternoon. Those time limits, but people was watching Crown Jewel in different countries, especially at the United States. So we had to watch Crown Jewel at 8 a.m. in the morning. But yeah, that's what I did. I was gonna watch the show later, after it was over. But why not? I'm gonna give it Saturday. I don't even got. Well, I do got to go to my parents' house this weekend to visit, but I mean, it's a Saturday morning and everything else, and people got things to do and stuff, but I just want to just watch the show and review it and just get that show out of the way. But Crown Jewel, I thought Crown Jewel, there's some stuff I didn't really care about, but I still don't, but John Cena and AJ Styles, they were hitting like a bunch of finishers that I nominate that John Cena from his past. That in homage of Bray Wyatt of hitting his sister Abigail. I'm going to talk about that. For the rest of the matches, I thought Seth and Cody, they had a good, decent match. And Seth was the potential winner. At the same time, I still did not care about the Crown Jewel Championship in the fucking ring. I really don't care, and this is what they're going to be doing every single year now, which I really don't want to see it, but yet, this is how WWE is going to be doing things from now on, and I really don't like it, but yeah, we got to fucking deal with it. But yeah, we are going to get through this show the best way we could, and I'm going to go through everything. I'm going to tell you the things I like and the things I did not like. But before we get into all that, you haven't already yet, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You haven't already. Follow me on social media. Turn on notifications because I will be posting every single week. So any further ado, let's get straight into this. So the first match was Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed in an Australian street fight. The thing is about this match, even though I have seen these two about like a half a month ago in Clash in Paris, I will say the match. I didn't really care about it, but the match was all right. Even though we have seen these two brawl like several times now, and there was a lot of interference as they expected to be. Yet Bronson Reed took the victory. And during this match, there was a lot of interferences with the likes of Braun Breaker and the Usos. And the crazy thing about this match that happened, that Braun Breaker does his normally thing. He goes around ringside and he spears Jimmy Uso through the barricade. And Jay was going to hit a spear on Bronson Reed, I believe, but Bronson moved out of the way and accidentally speared Roman through the table. And Bronson Reed did a tsunami on Roman, and Bronson Reed took the victory here. And afterwards, Roman, the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, and Roman is furious with both of them, telling them he did not need your help. Like, what are you thinking? Like, people gonna see me that I can't do this on my own. And, like, Roman was just in disbelief. So he rolls himself out of the ring, and Jay most likely is infuriated that with Roman, with everything. Like, Roman is always going to be himself. That's the person that he always going to be. And Jay rose up, and Jay got the ring, and he left Jimmy. So I really do not know what is going on. At least with something that I can most likely be a little bit interested in. Even though I don't really know where all of this is going, but I wish with Roman and the Usos need to just focus on being a tag team. And Roman can just focus on doing his own thing. So when Bronson Reed beat Roman, and hopefully this does not continue, they need to go their separate ways and just move on for it because honestly, I'm just kind of tired of it, and I don't know like where everything's gonna go with the Usos and everything with Roman. They probably still might be interacting with one another. We're gonna have to see with Monday to see how all that went out, how see where all of that just turns out. But even though the stuff really don't really make a lot of sense, but they're at least I can give WWE credit. At least they're trying to trying to put the OG bloodline back together, which I really don't know how they're gonna really like process that. Which I don't know. We're gonna have to see about that. But this match was alright, and Bronson Reed took the victory, and hopefully they move on from this. So yeah. Next match was Stephanie Valkyrie versus Tiffany Stratton for the Crown Jewel Championship. Now, with the men's, with Cody and Seth, it's mostly like the same thing. And I thought these women had like a decent match. And there was like a lot of fast pacey. Well, not a lot of fast pacey, but they had a lot of great combinings with one another. And then they definitely worked so well in the ring. And I would definitely give them the clap for that. They actually did so well in this match, which once not seeing Tiffany was going to win, but I can most likely see that Stephanie was going to win, and she won the Crown Jewel title and the ring, beating Tiffany Stratton, which I honestly do not know what they're going to do with Tiffany Stratton afterwards. But yes, Triple H came into the ring, gave her the title, and gave her the ring, and all the powering off and all that stuff. Now, was congrats to Stephanie Valkyrie. But with Tiffany, though, I really don't know. I really don't know what they're really going to do with Tiffany. The fact that she had hold this women's title for like a year and a half and not really have any like memorable feuds to face. Like she fought like the same people like Jade Cargill and not just like mostly that. It's like the problem is with her is it's like she has not really had like the best feuds. It's like she had not have no feuds with anybody. Or I mean, her title reign wasn't really the best. It's like she's just holding it as a prop at this point because that's mostly all it is to her. Because they can't because WWE can't even find the opponents who wants to face Tiffany to take the title off of her. But I did hear something about that they are making SmackDown a little bit more creative since like now Road Dogg, as y'all know him from DMX, not what the hell, D-Generation X. I don't know why I said DMX, but I don't know why I said that for. But rest in peace to him. Of D-Generation X is now going to be, I guess, like the team lead of creative of SmackDown, which hopefully with him, he could literally make somewhat of SmackDown a bit more like watchable. Hopefully SmackDown, since now he's like the team lead of the creative on SmackDown, and hopefully he'll make SmackDown a little bit more watchable. But I don't know what they're gonna do with Tiffany Stratton at this point. They might as well just find an opponent for her and just have somebody just take the title off her because there's not like a single time that I can think of that what Tiffany Stratton did with her title run since so like ironically perfect. It's like honestly to me, bro, it's like her title reign didn't really like all improve much. It's like she had like the same matches with the same people, and it's like, can they not find like any other opponents for Tiffany Stratton to face? It's like there has to be more than just like Nia Jax and Jay Cargill. Which hopefully after Crown Jewel, since it's now over, hopefully there will be more opponents for Tiffany to face and actually take the top off of her. Hopefully, hopefully they do that. Okay, the next match I like here that I mostly enjoyed during the show was John Cena versus AJ Styles. I really thought this match was a very good, entertaining. Like AJ Styles, he didn't even came out. And speaking of AJ, I want to say this too. When AJ came out, he was wearing his own TNA ring attire, which I thought that was cool. And John Cena came out, and before like the match started, I did like how the ring announcer announced AJ, how he was part of TNA's Total Knockout, be part of the Bullet Club, and all of that stuff, which I thought that was really cool that they actually mentioned TNA in WWE. So I thought that was really cool to hear that. But in this match right here, John Cena hit like one of like the hitting like everybody's finishers in this match. So as AJ. Like AJ was hitting some wrestlers' finishers, but he wasn't doing it as much like John was. John was like at first, what I saw from John, like they were like him and AJ, they was like doing their combat moves, and John hitting the five knuckle shuffle and the AA, and AJ did his Styles Clash and all of that, which always cool to see. One thing in this match I was not expecting for John to hit some wrestlers finish moves. Like one time, John hit like a skull crushing finale, and I think that he did a choke slam. He did a choke slam, and then the impressive move that was a moment right there when John Cena hit the Sister Abigail on AJ, which that was actually a cool tribute to paying homage to Bray Wyatt, which I thought that was like a cool moment right there. But also, rest in peace to Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace to Bray, man. But yeah, I forgot what John did next. He did the Walls of Jericho. He did the Walls of Jericho. Then AJ did Shawn Michaels move, Sweet Chin Music. Then he did, I forgot what, it was Sting's move. I saw him do that. I forgot what Sting's move was called. But he did it. And then the end of the match, like I think when AJ was about to do the Styles Clash again, and I think John reversed it, and John hit a Tombstone Power Driver, and then he did the AA and beats AJ Styles. Look, I love, but from the beginning, before this match happened, I love that they show like history of the background they have, having like their classic matches from SummerSlam 2016, from the Royal Rumble from 2017, which I did like that part of the promo package that they show from the beginning before like the match started. So I did like that, but this match was definitely the best match of the morning that I watched. Like John was just hitting so many moves, like hitting other people's finishers. And one thing I forgot to mention that John hits the RKO on AJ, and he almost about to do a punk kick, but he was teasing for doing a punk kick, and then John was finna do the 619 on AJ, which I was not even gonna think that John was not gonna do that. But he teased it for a minute, but that didn't happen. I did not think that John Cena was not going to do a 619, but for his big ass at the AGN, I don't see him doing that. But thank God he didn't. But yeah, man, this was a very entertaining match, bro. Like I really did enjoy this match, even though despite that this match did not have no story behind it, and this was just announced on social media, which I really wish that they could have like put more like intentionally and more like excitement with like the match itself, so people can most likely be excited for it and be interested for. But I mean, Bill or not, no story. I wish it will, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. We all know that John was going to be AJ, and the match came out, and he needs to show nothing but mutual respect with each other and all that. So that was like a great sign of respect from both of them. And I did heard about AJ. Most likely is going to be retired for next year. Um, I don't know if he's even going to start his own retirement tour, but same thing that John's doing right now. But I think he's most likely he's going to just finish like have a 2026 for next year. And I feel like for me, for AJ, I feel like he deserves, because if he's going to have his own retirement, or like if he's going to retire for next year, he's going to have a retirement match at WrestleMania. Now, I don't know who he's going to face at WrestleMania, since now it's his final run in WWE. Hopefully we figured that something out about that. But I did hear something after he is going to retire, after he's finished retiring from his wrestling days. He did say he is going to be like a wrestling trainer. He did say something that he does want to be a wrestling trainer and train for like the younger talent that actually started to be like coming up now. So that's like a great thing that AJ can do right there. I mean, he can definitely train with the best and be like one of the top guys in the company. I mean, like AJ could actually be pursuable in that position right there, train the younger talent and for their careers that they start, what am I saying? So I'm saying that AJ is trained to be a wrestling coach, like a wrestling trainer, and train younger talent, and he can help them motivate them with their wrestling careers. If it does not work, then they can find something else. That's mostly what I'm just saying. But overall, this was a very entertaining match. Very good match and entertaining. So the next match is Io Sky and Rhea Ripley facing the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. Another decent match that I enjoyed. I didn't really too much care about the build that was coming into it. Mostly the story was that Io Sky and Rhea Ripley are friends, because now Io choose Rhea over Asuka and Kairi Sane because they were best friends, and now they turn on her. I guess that's kind of somewhat of a story, but I guess, but I do wish that they would have they would have made more sense of this. It really could have made more sense overall, but honestly, I'm not gonna say I didn't really care, but I just did not understand of like how this somewhat of a build actually escalated with all of this. So, like I said, it really it could have made more sense of what they was really trying to tell us. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and Io Sky and Rhea Ripley took the victory of being Kairi Sane and Asuka. So I don't know what's going to happen afterwards, but hopefully we figure something out of really what they're going to do next. Hopefully they go after the women's tag team titles, since now Charlotte and Alexa Bliss is holding them. Maybe that's something that they can most likely do afterwards. I don't know, but hopefully they do that. But this was a very good, decent match overall. I did somewhat enjoy this. I will say that. Now, the main event, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins for the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. Now, I will say this build, like, I don't know what they was trying to do with this build, but this build did not make no sense. And I said this in a video a couple of days ago that Seth was like, he was like fucking like in Cody's mind. Like he was like Cody was in like Seth's mind. Like he don't know he could beat Cody. I don't know I could beat Cody. And what made no sense was is that he's asking Paul Heyman advice. He's asking Paul Heyman advice to figure out how he could beat Cody Rhodes because as y'all remember, as y'all know, for everybody else knows, Seth never beat Cody. Seth never beat Cody Rhodes. One, I've said this before, I probably will say this again. Seth never beat Cody Rhodes before. They had 3 straight matches with 3 different occasions. 1 at WrestleMania, 2 at Backlash, and 3 at Hell in a Cell in 2022. So, honestly, none of this did not make any sense, but at the same time, we got the match for it, and it did not make a lot of sense for Seth to get advice from Paul Heyman to trying to like figure out how to really beat Cody Rhodes. Now, the match itself, this was a very good match. This was a very good match, I would say. There was a lot of stuff happened in the match that I was not expecting. Like Seth, when Cody was hung up in the corner, and then Seth was on one side of the ring, and then he did like a coast to coast headbutt. That something I have never seen before. From like across the ring. Seth did a coast to coast headbutt. I thought he was gonna do something like Shane McMahon's move, dove like a drop kick all the way across to hit Cody. I thought he was going to do that, but he did, that was like something similar. He did like a headbutt from like a coast to coast, which I thought that was crazy right there. And then Cody hit a crossroads on the top rope, which that was also another cool move I love. Another cool move I love. And then Seth is frustrated, and then Seth gets the damn watch Rolex that Cody gave to him at WrestleMania, after WrestleMania 40. He was going to use it, but Seth had other thoughts in his mind, thinking that he wasn't going to use it, but he did. Yet he did. And Seth has the Rolex, and Cody was going to do a crossroads, and yet Seth knocked out Cody with it, and then he did a crossroads, and then he did a second row crossroads, and then 1, 2, 3. Seth beat Cody. One's the crown jewel title, and one's the ring for it, which I still do not care about the ring and the championship at the end of the day. I honestly did not really care for it. And honestly, nobody's not. I've said this before. Like, when Stephanie and Seth winning these crown jewel titles and rings, nobody's not going to talk about that after it's over until like next year that they have defended it, which that is going to be most likely every single year now that they have to fight now. And I wish, and I have heard people saying about this, that they should just combine the WWE and the World Heavyweight titles as just a one level title and just have it flow between both shows, because honestly with Cody, I don't know who else Cody's gonna fight. People saying that it could be Jacob Fatu, which Jacob mostly is having like a mid rivalry against Drew McIntyre, which he is probably going to beat him for, and after that he's going to go after Cody for the WWE title. So I think that's like the only thing that's going on right there on SmackDown. And for Seth, I don't know who he's going to face. Probably CM Punk. If they still do CM Punk and Seth Rollins, then they probably may save this for Survivor Series. Or if they can't do that, then they probably may do like a 5 or something. Because like at this point afterwards, because all of this is about Survivor Series War Games. So I don't know how all of this is going to be level up. I don't know how all of this is going to be level up at how. I know there's going to be the Vision, Brock Lesnar, and on one side, probably the Usos, LA Knight or Roman could face them. Probably that could be the War Games match for November, I believe. I don't know. But they got plenty of time to figure everything out because they got by the end of November to do Survivor Series War Games. So, yeah, they got like a lot of time to figure everything out. But, yeah, man, this is it for my Crown Jewel 2025 review. The thing I said in the beginning, I did enjoy John Cena and AJ Styles match. It was a very entertaining match to see, and these two was hitting each other finishers. Even though some moments in the match when John Cena did a RKO, but not the RKO, but when he was setting up to do the RKO, I mean, it was kind of looked like it did look kind of cringe and corny at times, but John did the RKO and AJ kicked out of it. They literally kicked out all the moves that they did on each other, like all the wrestlers' finishers, and they kicked out of every single one of them. So the match, like I said, the match was very entertaining. I definitely enjoyed it. The rest of the show, it was a very good, decent match, I would say. And with the Crown Jewel titles, I've been saying this, I don't really care about the Ring Championship, and that's like the only thing I just don't really care for at the point. I enjoyed the matches and everything else, but I don't really care about them winning a fucking ring. Because that's literally nobody's not going to really talk about the next week. So, yeah, man. I mean, everything was decent. Everything was like a decent match outside of John Cena and AJ Styles match. But, yeah. Y'all let me know, what is your thoughts about Crown Jewel today? Or most people, y'all watching it from like a different time limit. Y'all let me know, what was your favorite matches from Crown Jewel that y'all enjoyed the most? Follow me on social medias. I'll be back with another video, y'all. Peace.
My moment to shine. This is my time of flight. I've been grinding forever just for this very night. I've been pushing for many moments like this. This time it's undervalued and no one ever could.